5 minutes.
Your awareness may be powerful enough to control your instincts. Your instinct will be to remove your hand from the box.
It's your girl Meesh, and welcome to another episode of the Luv MEESH Podcast. On today's episode, we are going to talk about my mushroom trip. I literally took a shroom trip. This is so crazy. Okay, so let me take you back. I was in the club in high school. Oh no, when did this start? In elementary. They had us ready in elementary. Just say no to drugs. Elementary, middle school, high school, I got to go to the fair for free. I would pee in a cup. All my classmates is worrying about peeing in a cup. They asking me to pee in a cup. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know, they're into weed. You know, that wasn't my thing. Just say no to drugs. I really was sold on this whole government lie that drugs are bad for you. Okay? How I feel now with my consciousness, my awareness, you know, my experience, yada, 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 is that anything that is nature made is from God himself. And for you to say it's bad, that's an insult. And that is a bold-faced lie. I feel like we as humans try to reproduce, replicate, change, lower, amplify, whatever. We mess it up. So there's natural weed that you can make on your own that has not been touched by the government, and now there's government weed. Now for the longest, y'all, they want to holler, weed is bad, it's drugs. People is in jail right now for selling motherfucking weed, but now you have dispensaries everywhere. Everybody got their weed cards, and weed can cure cancer, but they won't let you say that. They say it helps with the pain. No, bitch, the real weed cures motherfucking cancer, okay? Hold on, because I be saving my stuff. I be like, all right, Spirit, thank you for telling me. Let me say this, because I know I'm going to have to refer to it another day. Okay, so let me see. I think it's called DMT. I want to make sure I say it the right way. DMT. Let me see. Weed. I got weed on here. I think I got it under cures. COVID-ish, AIDS and cancer. I know it's on here. Work for a month. Work for a month. DMT. Is it called DMT? Oh, it's under pictures, photos. Thank you, Spirit, because I wouldn't have remembered. Let me see. This little boy. Oh, that wasn't it. Okay. Well, anyway, this little boy had cancer. And he was taking DMT and HTC like every day in small doses, and they had a picture on the left where he was bald-headed and sick, and he almost like he was about to die. And then they had a picture on the right with him with the 2 syringes of the HTC and DMT. His hair was long. He had the biggest smile on his face, and he was really happy. And it was saying he takes his small doses every day, you know, even now, okay? So I even remember, like, Kim Kardashian grandma was taking weed, okay? She wasn't taking no motherfucking weed for the pain. They know what the fuck they doing. They trying to cure motherfucking grandma. They just can't say that. If you guys go look in history at all the holistic doctors that try to cure like cancer and different illnesses and stuff, they try to bribe you. If you deny their bribe, they kill you. These people just not up and dying randomly after they deny the deal. Like, we aren't dumb. Like, I don't know why they feel like we're so dumb. We're not dumb. We know what the fuck is going on. And it's sad that they can run around here killing people and they're unfucking touchable. Same thing with the whole Epstein Island, but I digress. This episode is supposed to be about mushrooms, so let me wheel it back in with the mushrooms. I think I had I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I think I made a mushroom Pinterest, MUSH, and I don't want to miss MUSH. Yep, I had a mushroom. Let me think back. Okay, so growing up, you know, like even right now, you know people that they do all of these psychedelics. They take acid, they do mushrooms, they do weed, they do LSD. It's so many psychedelics out there, y'all. And my journey is just beginning because I'm ready to try them all. And what they do is they just open you up to real life. Like we really are like so sleep and not existent and like dull. Like it really just wakes you up and lets you see things for what it truly is. And I know this to be true because even the CIA would experiment and test agents with LSD and different things like that just to kind of see. I even remember, you can Google this, they were giving it to pimps and prostitutes. They did a whole like experiment on a group of people just to kind of see what the effects are. And I think if they don't get the results that they want, they take it off the market or say it's bad and try to get people, you know, not to do it. And another reason why I know psychedelics are not bad, dangerous, or anything like that. And of course, you should do everything with moderation and with a guide, a spiritual guide, or shaman, you know, whatever, in the most safe way as possible. Like anything that you do outside of moderation is dangerous to you. So I don't want to say you can die from shrooms, but just always be careful. Know what the right doses are. Like I went to my spiritual advisor, Sharita. She did everything for me. She weighed them on the scale. She gave me a smaller amount. I went with my sister. She gave my sister a little more because my sister had already done a trip. This was her second trip. This was my first. So just look at that. She could have just gave me a lot, like, girl, trip out. No, she was like, we're going to ease you in. We're just going to give you a little bit, you know. She was telling me this is going to be a great experience. It's going to be an ego death for you. Just someone who had taken shrooms. She said she take them all the time. Like she's just a pro. Like I put my life in someone's hands like that. Like I trust her. This was more spiritual. This wasn't for entertainment. You know, I've been doing a lot of spiritual clearing and healing. And, you know, universe, let me tell you how I know when you're ready. Universe will put this stuff on your path for you. I didn't just go on Instagram, go on YouTube, go find shrooms and take them. It came to me. And I wasn't even thinking about shrooms. I was looking up ayahuasca tea. Ayahuasca tea just kept coming to me. It just kept coming to me. I saw a movie. It didn't say that she was giving the people ayahuasca tea, but that's how stuff come to me. That's how universe let me know what's coming. I saw a YouTube series, a Netflix series called 9 Perfect Strangers or something like that. And she was giving them smoothies, and they never told you what she put in their smoothies, but all of them went through like a spiritual healing. And from at the beginning of the retreat, they was freaking out, y'all. They was freaking out. But by the end of the retreat, everybody had healed. And I was like, oh my God. Like, yes, this is how it's supposed to be. But anyway, so that came to me, and then I just started seeing, and it could be them damn algorithms, y'all. They know, I think they're all connected. If you see me looking at this show on Netflix, of course, when I get on YouTube, you're probably going to feed me that stuff. So it could be the algorithms. I'm not sure, y'all. But then I started seeing ayahuasca. And I look at spiritual people for all different topics. So I'm looking at one topic, Beyond the Veil, and him and his wife always do shows, and they're talking about preparing us for virtual re-R. He think the world's about to end. And then as I listen to them, I always scroll through their videos, and I see him explain how to make ayahuasca tea. So from that, you know, ayahuasca is just gonna keep coming up. Then I started watching people ayahuasca trips and how they met Mother Ayahuasca and how she healed their childhood wombs and just their whole experience. And I'm like, okay, you know, people took retreats to the Amazon. So I'm like, okay, I need to save up so I could do a trip to the Amazon, so I could do ayahuasca tea. Like, I'm in this for the healing. I'm not no drug head. I am trying to heal, honey. And little do I know, my sister you want to do it? She did her trip for her birthday, and she's like, you want to do a trip with me? And here we go, tripping on mushrooms. So I guess universe is like, girl, you is not ready for no damn ayahuasca tea. We gonna ease your ass in there. We go do these mushrooms. Once you master this, we can move on, because I want to do them all. I am going to do them all. This is just the beginning. So when I was talking to Sherita about it, she was like, girl, ayahuasca, the mushrooms is on the lower end compared to ayahuasca. So them people really, if you think mushrooms is a trip, that ayahuasca must really be a deep trip. But she said, I do it, but I don't, you know, she was like, I don't really offer it like that. We can do the mushrooms. So when I am ready, at least I know. Again, I don't want to be ordering this stuff and taking a wrong dose and might end up overdose. You know what I mean? I'd rather go to somebody who know what they're doing and who can be my spiritual guide, my spiritual healer through it. And my experience was so amazing, y'all. Sherita was there from beginning to end. So I'm about to tell y'all about it in a minute. Let me just give you one more thing. I know why I don't think psychedelics are harmful to you. I really do think it's healing, because in the 70s, y'all, in the 60s, I think 60s and 70s, they was on motherfucking psychedelics, y'all. And what in the world? Peaceful, happy, love. They was vibing high, y'all. We probably was on 5D. And them evil entities was like, oh, hell no. We got to bring their ass down. Because I honestly feel like Earth may be like a middle ground that can move up and down. And the lower entities don't want to be left behind. So they got to keep Earth at a certain vibration so they can stay here. And the higher entities are willing to help us, but they can't help us until we get to a certain level, like 4, 5D. So I honestly feel like Earth is an elevator that's going up and down, and we are on Earth, and we either raising it or lowering it. And the higher up we go, we experience. Damn! Earth is a motherfucking elevator. And the different dimensions are the different fucking floors. Oh my God. That was some shit. And I do think when people astral travel, their Merkaba, which is your body, which is your astral body. I call it a spaceship. You are a light being in your body. Your body is your motherfucking Merkaba. And when you go to sleep, you in your spaceship. And if you know how to astral project, stuff like that, you can go to them different dimensions too. But be careful, because you don't want to end up getting stuck somewhere. But anyways, so that's how I know within my hearts of hearts that psychedelics aren't evil. You know, the government always try to flip anything the government say, flip it. Okay, they say Marilyn Monroe died of a drug overdose. Hell no, they shoved them drugs up her ass. You always just flip whatever they say, flip it, because they're just what is the name of that word? Pathological liars. They just can't even help it at this point. Lies just vomit right out of their mouth. Whatever they say, motherfucking flip the shit. Drugs are bad, flip it. Drugs are good. But again, go find, spirit, just put it in the atmosphere. Universe, I've been hearing about mushrooms. I really want to try them. I'm not just going to go out and buy them. I'm going to wait for them to come to me naturally. And when it's time, I'm ready. And then you'll start to see movies. You'll start to see different things. You might pick up a book. Next thing you know, somebody might say, hey, I got some extras you want to try. I'm doing a trip. You want to do a trip with me? Let it come to you. Don't be so aggressive to do things. And I say that because I was ready to do ayahuasca because it came to me. And I remember my sister saying she wanted to do mushrooms. So we would talk about two different things. But she was like, I'm not finna rush and do it. When it's time, universe will bring it to me. She definitely waited. And it came to her as a gift for her birthday. Say it, ask for it, and universe will deliver. And then the second trip we took together. And I'm glad that she was there with me because I don't know how I would have felt doing that trip alone. So I am so very thankful that she was there with me. Now I'm going to go again with my best friend. And I can't wait to experience that with her. So yeah, I will definitely be having many more trips. Like I didn't know, I ate mushrooms, but some people say they took teas. So I am building up my medical cabinets for my own personal home. And in addition to my herbal teas, I'm going to have my psychedelics, and I'm going to start microdosing, because people want to drink. That's poison. You are literally poisoning your body. These mushrooms ain't poisoning you. So if you want to look at a person that's an alcoholic, that you could buy your liquor because they fucking tax it and you're killing yourself, and I have to sneak and get my shit and not tell nobody, like, come on, like, and it's not harming me. It's like the government is so fucked up. They let you take shit that's fucking you up, and they don't want you to take shit that's healing you. Like the world, I don't even understand the world anymore. Like just sit down and think about this shit. You can smoke fucking cigarettes that give you lung cancer, and you can drink fucking weed that's fucking up your liver. Like, have you seen somebody do dialysis? Like, you just need to, like, really sit down and reevaluate your life. Have you seen someone do dialysis treatment 3 times a week? Sitting down, letting the blood come out of them and putting the blood back in. Now, fast forward, because that will be you if you don't get your shit together. Who's going to be taking you to those appointments? Who's going to be caring for you? You're so fucking selfish that you don't even realize your kid is going to have to make time in their life where they're supposed to be roaming around, growing into an adult, wild and free, but they gotta grow up a little bit more and take care of mom or dad because they fucking kidneys fucked up and they on dialysis. It's like, they tell you, YOLO, you only live once, live your life, but that is the dumbest shit. I will never tell my kids that. YOLO my motherfucking ass. Every goddamn thing you do affects your body, and then what you do to your body affects others. Now, you might end up dying prematurely, and your child will need you for different ventures in their life. How selfish is that? They really teach us to be selfish. But anyways, so we decide we're doing the mushroom trip. We know when we're going for the mushroom trip. I don't know, I must have forgot. I done got all the kids at my house. I'm like, and the big kids are here too, Shia, Gabby, and Jasmine. I'm like, I'm going to do this mushroom trip. I don't know why I thought it was going to be an hour. Can you watch the kids till I get back? I went and got them some bowls and cereals, and stuff like that so they can eat. I'm thinking it's going to be an hour when I get back. They got the YouTube, they got the iPad, they got the phone. Kids are really entertained with these electronics, so they good. The big kids in the room, little kids up front, call me if you need anything, hold it down. So she said, it's going to be cold in her house. Make sure you wear something warm. I don't know what I was thinking. I got on my little workout shorts, my little workout bra, some slides. I brought my blanket, my pillow, my yoga mat. And I get there and I'm like, it feel good. It was cold outside, but I knew from the moment I got in the house, I would be warm again. And it was warm. It wasn't cold in the house. So I put all my stuff down. She's telling us, you guys put your yoga mats down and just, clear your mind, clear your energy, get prepared for this trip. She makes like a sage bowl, and it was so much smoke in that bowl to just clear our aura energy. And I'm so thankful that she did this, because I just probably would have ate the stuff or drunk the stuff or all that bad energy around me, and who knows what that trip would have been like. But she literally prepared us. So ask universe to send you like a shaman or someone to make sure that everything is good on the spiritual realm for you walk through that door, because some people have bad trips, and I did not have a bad trip, and I honestly think it was because of her. So after she cleared our aura, she's cutting up the mushrooms and weighing them for me, and I eat mine first. So I eat mine 30 minutes before my sister, and I eat mushrooms. I'm vegan. I usually fry them and they taste like chicken, so it reminded me of chicken. But also my sister mentioned peanuts, and that's true. Like, I just got some red beans. I put them in the slow cooker, and I got my beans, my quinoa, and my string beans, and I do my little soup bean bowls. So that's honestly what it reminded me of, because they taste like peanuts too. When you go to the gas station, you get a cup of boiled peanuts. That's what the mushrooms taste like to me. Now, some people say they're disgusting, whether it's a tea or they eat them. Some people say you can take honey with it. Some people say drink orange juice. This is just for me, because I've been looking at the ayahuasca videos, but before doing this, I looked at some people's mushroom videos, and those were the things that they were recommended in the video in the comments. So I didn't need that. It tasted just fine to me. I ate them just fine. And y'all, I grew up hating vegetables. I did corn, baked beans, string beans, black-eyed peas, broccoli. That was about it. All onions, peppers, all that other stuff, it was a hell no for me. My grandma used to cook all of that stuff. But now that I'm vegan, it's so funny that, you know, I'm cooking and eating the stuff that I swore I didn't like, including mushrooms. So I eat them, and you know, we sitting down talking. She's weighing my sisters now. We're talking, you know, letting the 30 minutes go by before my sister get hers. And when I smoke weed, y'all, I talk a lot. Oh my God. I remember my ex was like, yeah, your ass high because you is not talking. So apparently I talk a lot, because when I'm high, I be talking in my head. If somebody can do telepathic, y'all gonna hear me talk with that weed. But it doesn't come out. Like maybe the weed, it feels like my soul goes into my head. It really feels like I'm in a head space. Like now I can feel like my arms, my legs, but when I smoke, it's like my soul kind of goes up into my head, and I'm just like in my head. Like my body's way down, but my head is so light, and I just feel like I'm in my head. My thoughts are in my head. It's hard to move. It's hard to look. I remember what was this? Okay, so with my most recent ex, we had went to somebody's house, and we was in the garage, and I was smoking. I remember like sitting down. He was like, I'm finna go in the kitchen and make some shrimp. I should have gone up and went in the fucking kitchen with him to cook the shrimp, but I'm stuck in the damn chair, just like smiling and looking around, just fucking stuck. we be having you stuck, laughing at everything. I'm already a gigglebox, and just like, Anyway, so I start to get that same feeling with the mushrooms. I start, you know, to get warm, and, you know, they were like, you feel anything? And I'm like, I don't really. It was hard to say that I feel something, because it wasn't a feeling, but I was like getting into that head space. So then I started to get sleepy and yarning, and I get on she's like, you can get on the sofa. So I get on the sofa, and I close my eyes, y'all. I closed my motherfucking eyes, and that's when it must have started for me. I closed my eyes, and I didn't see black. Usually when you close your eyes, it's like black, right? Because it's dark. I closed my eyes, and I see nothing but like think of little tiny, how the fuck, it's so hard. And I'm looking at the picture. You know what? I'm going to change the picture for this podcast to the one that I see on the screen, because that's exactly what it looked like. So, God, this is so hard for me to explain. Let me see if I can, I'm going to just screenshot the picture that I'm looking at right now, because I got mushroom music in the background. Yeah, somebody made a mushroom meditation soundtrack for when you're taking shrooms. But it's like little dots. I want to give my own description, but you can look at the picture and see where I'm coming from. So just think of me, think of a piece of paper, and I have a pen, and I'm putting little dots on the paper, and I'm making the dots form like a spiral or a snake. Now just imagine that off of the piece of paper, like in the air, and it's like moving, making shapes, like moving. And the colors, y'all, we don't see colors. These are not motherfucking colors. The colors are alive and breathing and talking and communicating. You see like a highlighter pink, a highlighter yellow, a highlighter green, and they're almost like electric. That's what it is. That's what makes them alive. They're almost like electric and like glowing. And I'm like, I remember telling them, like, they're making a shake. I'm talking about I don't know what the fuck it was. Are they trying to make a flower? Like it was no talking like, hi, I'm Janisha. Who are you? What's your name? I didn't. My sister saw beans and stuff like that, or heard beans. I didn't. They're trying to like communicate with a shape, and I'm trying to figure out, you know, well, what is it? It wasn't like a crop circle. It was like, it's constantly moving. Like, the best way, this shit is so hard. You know you're in another world, because it's hard to explain non-earth shit in earth terms. Like, this shit is so hard. I'm like, is it trying to make a flower? But I feel on earth, my gift is something with healing, with feeling. So I'm so glad I'm going down the path of Rinky. Because when I tell you a piece of hair can land on me and I'll feel it, all of a sudden my hair stands up. Like sense, and there's a name for it. My senses are like super, super high. I don't even know. I'm going to research that a little bit more, because I'm pretty sure there's so much more I can do with it. I just have not tapped into it yet. But my senses are so high. When I brush my hands across each other, I swear I feel every little indention in my, like when you look at your hand and you see all those lines, and you look and you see smaller lines and smaller lines, I swear I like feel them all. Like my senses are insane. Oh my God. But anyway, so I'm like, are they trying to make like a flower? So since I don't know what they're making to communicate with me, but I feel good, and I feel calm, and I feel at peace, and I get real cold. And so I think I started to get scared, because like my eyes are closed, and it's almost like you forget to like open your eyes. So now my eyes is closed. I don't remember how to open them fucking eyes, and I almost feel like I'm stuck. And I remember saying, I feel like I can't, like I need to breathe. And she was like, it's trying to show you something, but you're scared. It's like you don't want to open the door. So I guess she's telling me they're trying to take you there, but you're scared. And okay, so in everyday life, you breathe by yourself. You're not telling yourself, breathe, girl, breathe. Breathe, girl, breathe. But the best way I can explain it is when you go under the water, you tell yourself, bitch, don't breathe this shit. Bitch, don't hold your breath. Don't breathe. It almost was like that, like, breathe. It almost felt like I was in a realm where I didn't have to breathe. But it's like, bitch, you're just busy. You better breathe before you be all right over here, or your body drop the fuck down. So it was like I guess I was in between both of the worlds, and I just need to let go. And she was like, it's okay. And I just was like, I never had that feeling before, like, breathe. Like, I don't have to tell, that's like telling your heart, beat. Like, whoa, like, you're supposed to be beating by yourself. Like, you need to be breathing by yourself. It was just, that was like scary. Like, why am I telling myself to breathe? Like, that was scary. And I remember taking a deep breath. And then I remember, I don't know what, they'll have to remind me. I was like, yada, 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 yada. Let me stop talking. And so these are thoughts that are usually in my head, and I'm saying them out loud. So I caught myself like, let me stop talking. It was so crazy. And I got really, really cold, and I remember grabbing the blanket, and I was slobbing, y'all. I was just like, I was not really controlling my body. The slob was just coming out of my mouth. But it was just such a beautiful experience. I didn't even know what was going on or where I was, but I did not want to leave. So death is going to be beautiful, y'all. There is nothing like this earth. It's like it's like everything is alive. I guess the best way that I can explain it is there's no empty space. There's something in every inch, every time, every micro space that's around you, there's something. I know how I can explain it. So you remember the movie Ant-Man, when he got really, really small and he just went into the micro realm, and he saw things that we don't see in the macro realm? That I probably went small because it was something every fucking where. And it was just like making shapes and moving, and you almost feel, that's what I was getting to. You feel everything, or me, maybe that's my gift. I felt like I was moving with it. Like whatever that communication was, we was communicating, like we were like one. It's so weird. Like right now in the earth realm, it's just Jamisha, my body, my thoughts, my feelings, me, 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 me. But when you take the shrooms, it's like you feel everything becomes one. So I remember like, okay, I think I'm coming down a little bit. Or she's saying, you're not coming down, you think you're coming down. Or she's constantly telling me, my sister, the way y'all ate them mushrooms, y'all done this before in different lives, because people don't like it, they can't stand it, and y'all just taking them like a G. So I'm like, okay, I don't really remember my past lives and stuff like that. Or maybe I'm still at the point where I think my dreams are dreams, and they're more than that. So I'm still growing in this, on this spiritual journey, to where I can't say, yeah, my past life I was this, da 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 da. I don't have that experience, and I didn't see, any aliens or anything like that. It was all my senses. My senses are already on 10 normally, which is why every little thing will take me to 10. When I'm in love, it's times 10. When I'm angry, it's times 10, because I'm just already an emotional person. This was times 100, y'all. It was just, you just get like stuck. So, and then she had music. That's what it was. When I said I couldn't breathe, she turned the music on, and I swear, the little shapes was like shaping to the music. It's almost like I saw the music. Maybe that's what it was. I saw the fucking music. Kind of how like if you're in the music, you see like the lines go up and down, da 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 da, and Kanye West and different music people, they'll try to tell you like how music makes shapes and da 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 da. Or I saw music without a fucking app. That shit was in the goddamn air, and the music wasn't like this. It was more fluid and nature and a little more calming. And I went from 100 to like 200 when she turned the music on, because I just was really, really in my feels, and I'm like, oh, this music is so beautiful, and I just kept saying, it's so beautiful, it's so beautiful. And I was like, thank you for showing me. Oh my God, like I did not want to leave. There's so much more. On earth, we got the house, the homes, and all this other stuff, but when you get into those higher realms, it's like, think of an ice cube. You have an ice cube, and when it melts, it becomes water. But then if you put your ice cube in a pot and boil it, it turns into steam. Like, I feel like I went into a steam realm where it wasn't a body. It was like energy, spirit, like, I don't know. So anyway, so we're cold. I'm cuddled up in the blanket. I kind of wake up. I'm slobbing. I think I'm coming down a little bit, but she's like, no, you're not coming down. So we go outside. And this was more of a healing for me. And I remember her saying, you're going to have an ego death. And I did not know what she meant. I'm like, ego death? I just didn't even know what to put with it. I'm just like, okay, she's saying I'm going to have an ego death. But I don't know if this is something that I will say and you'll understand, or if you have to experience it for yourselves. But I'll try my best. So we go outside. And my sister, she's tripping with me, and she's on her own trip. So again, I'm so thankful that she was there. So I'm sitting in a chair. My sister's sitting on the ground. Sharita's sitting on the ground. I asked them, like, wait a minute, do y'all want to sit in a chair? And they're like, no. So they're down looking up at me, and there is a plant that Sharita has, and she moves her plant, and all of these ants come out. Y'all, I'm so scared of ants. Oh my God, just seeing them move just gives me creepy crawlies all over my skin. And she was not scared of the ants. And it was so funny because she is like putting her hand down, letting the ants crawl on her. And she's like, my sister's like, the ants don't bite. And Sharita's so funny down to earth. She's like, what the fuck they do? These is fire ants. They will bite your ass up. But they're not biting her. And she's just moving her hand around like, see? And it's just crawling up her arm. She's like, see? And it was a whole bunch of ants. And when I looked at them, I saw those colors again. It was like red, yellow, green, like electric colors like around them. And maybe it's like their aura or their energy. But everything just looks more alive, more vibrant. And the best way that I can tell you is, if you've ever been blind or if you've ever had to get glasses, you see one way without your glasses. And then when you put your glasses on, especially when you go outside, you're like, oh, like everything looks so different. Well, it's like that, but everything also has that energy, pulse, aura. I don't know what it is with these electric colors, y'all. We are not seeing colors. These are not fucking colors. The colors that you see is just like breathtaking. It's almost like when you see a sunset and you see the colors in the sky, it'd be those electric colors because the sun is like shining through. That literally is everywhere, but for some reason we don't see it unless we on these damn shrooms. But all of a sudden the ants like went away, and I remember telling her like, oh my God, that was so beautiful. Like it did something to my heart. I remember being a little girl and I threw up in a car. We were traveling, whole family in the car traveling, and I threw up. I remember my mom got me out the car so she can clean me out. She's looking in the trunk looking for a towel so that she can wipe the throw up off of me, but she doesn't know that she stands me in an ant bed, and the ants are crawling all over me. And I'm like, Mom. And she's like, be still. I'm trying to get this throw up off of you. And then when she looked down, she see the ants. She's like, oh, the ants. And y'all, it seems like it doesn't mean anything, but as a little girl, like, I felt like, oh my God, my mom put me in these ants. These ants are eating me. Like, it was almost like, it was like a hurt. I don't know what to feel, but as a child, like, I was crying out for help from my mom, and she, it's almost like she didn't hear me, but then she heard me and she saved me. But it did something to me. Childhood wound, something. I can't even explain it. It was just like a feeling. And when I saw the ants and when I saw Sharita touch them, now who knew she was going to move that plant and all them ants was going to come out? Like, everything really is divine. And the ant, when she said they don't attack you, she said something unique when the ants was on her. She said they only react off of your energy. So here I am, all my adult life, bitch. I'm 34. Like, I don't like ants. They freak me out every time I see them. You know, it probably takes me back to what they did to me before. And she was there ministering to me. Little did she know to say, it's almost as if a mother was saying, baby, those ants were not harming you. You were freaking out and stumping on their home and just scared, and they went in attack mode. They didn't mean to harm you. And your mom, so that was from the animal's point of view, and then your mom was looking for a towel out of the trunk so that she could clean you up. It wasn't her abandoning you or putting you on harm's way. Y'all, when I tell you that experience, and nobody's talking to me, it's all a feeling. These are feelings that I'm expressing. From seeing the ants crawl on her, and from her saying, girl, they only react off of your energy. You know, we are all, and ants are just as important as human. Don't think just because you this big human, your life is so much more important than theirs. You know, they're important too, which I always say that, the bees, the ants, like everything. If you take one thing out of this ecosystem, it's going to mess up something else, and then we all going to be fucking dead, which is what this whole battle is about that I see, which is why we need to love each other and be patient and be kind and share generosity and raise the vibration, because we really are all just hurt, needing love, needing healing, and we are each other's medicines, but they got us so selfish that we don't realize it. But anyways, that was the feelings and the comfort and the message that I got out of that. Now, I got a whole message out of looking at ants crawl on her arm and her move her arm all around and it not bite her, and then she put her hand down and let it crawl off. That was a whole fucking message. So then she explains how she had some cats and they end up burying them in the yard, and she says, yeah, they buried over there. So I look at the grass, y'all. There's lines. You know how you have you look at the palm of your hand and there's dark lines everywhere because those are your veins, right? I look at the grass and I see lines everywhere. As people say shapes. It wasn't really a shape to me. It looked like your hand. Like, I don't see any shapes in my hands. They're just lines everywhere. But that, to me, that was showing like everything is really connected energetically. We just see it as a yard. But that energy is all different lines all everywhere. And it was just so bright. And it's almost like grass is green, but I swear I was seeing like those bright yellow and green again. It was just like the grass was alive. Like the grass has an aura, or the grass is not just green. Why are they telling us grass is green? I'm seeing other colors. And the best way I can explain it is I have this beautiful necklace that you will always see me wear. It's getting old now. I need to find another one. And it's like these cubes. It's like 6 cubes, but they're iridescent. So every time you look at it, you're going to see a different color. And when I move, it's like a rainbow trapped inside of the crystal. And that's kind of the colors that I was getting. Like, you know, wow, that was beautiful. So So that was interesting too. As I'm looking at the grass, I'm like, oh my gosh, you all are one. You know, and it also felt still. Like, I didn't feel the wind. I didn't really hear no sound. It was almost like if you just took a picture. You know how you look at a picture, you just see that moment. It was almost as if we were froze in a moment. And sometimes when you look at movies, it get real quiet before something happened. Not the scene where the birds fly away and you know something is coming. But when it get that real eerie in the middle of a hurricane or a tornado, that real eerie still, I just remember feeling like, this is Florida. The wind usually blowing. Like, where's the wind? And oh my gosh, like it's so still. And I remember looking up at the sun. And usually you can't look at the sun because it's so bright. I look at the sun, and the sun isn't that bright color that I usually see. It's almost, it's almost like a white. It was like a white sun, but I saw the colors coming from behind it. And usually the sun will like blind you, but I guess it was so bright that I didn't see colors this time. It was like white, and the colors was coming from around it. I didn't see a grid. Some people say they see a grid, but remember I had a low dose, so I don't know what my next dose or my next experience will be. And I'm glad she eased me in. I don't think you should just throw somebody in a pool of psychedelics. Ease them in, see how their body reacts, see how their mind reacts. It could have been a bad trip, and thankfully she gave me a little bit so I can get out that shit quick, you know. But mine was a good trip. So another important part about the trip, and I probably just talk so much, I'm gonna have to ask them, what do y'all remember me saying? Because I know I was just talking out of my mind. So I look at my sister, she having a trip with me, but she's having her own trip, and she's like looking in the mirror like, la la la, and she's like humming and stuff. Now this is her second trip. She had more than me, and we're touching each other, and we're communicating by touching. And we're talking, and in between us talking, we're laughing. And the best way that I can explain that is it's a language that doesn't need sound. And it's not even telepathic to what, girl, can you hear me in my head? Yeah, I hear you in my head. It's a language without sound at all. Like, we literally looking at each other and having a whole conversation and touching each other, and we're feeling. Now, I asked her if she could feel, because, you know, my feelings are on 200. And she's like, yeah, when I touched you, did you catch all of that? And it was like, it was with us and our mom and our, you know, the women in our family, and like healing, and then me and being a mom. And there was a whole conversation in there, and we didn't say not 2 words. And we were just like laughing and touching each other. And I remember grabbing her hand, and it's something with me, her, and my sister. I've been emotional all year. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I feel like I do know what's going on. My third eye opened a little bit more, and I'm already sensitive, and my sensitivity has gone up. So if this shit go up anymore, y'all, I'm gonna need to find a mentor to help me, because it's getting to the point where, like, I worked at call centers since like 17, y'all. Very long time. And usually, you know, you get your angry person, you brush them off, you keep it going. But now it's like affecting me. Like, it's making me cry, or it's making me like want to hang the phone up. Like, it's really like, I'm just so sensitive now to where I cannot even take it anymore. So I am going to research that. And this has increased over the year. If it increased anymore, what the fuck? I'm going to be a walking crybaby. But it's just because the feelings are so intense, and that's what it is. I have to figure out how to channel it. It's almost as if all of that energy is in me, and all I could do is just cry it out. Maybe that's all I know how to do now. But I need to find another way of releasing it. Because I do know, yeah, that's what it is. Tears release. Tears do release that energy, but I know there's other ways. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So I grabbed her hand, and I just remember having a whole conversation in my head with her. I don't know if she caught it. Me, her, and my sister, we're supposed to do something. It's something so big that we came here to do. And every single time, something will come in our paths to where we're talking, we're not talking, we're talking, we're not talking. But we are so motherfucking powerful. We are some powerful people. Which, after that mushroom, I remember getting into my divine feminine. Like, do you know, like, bitch, do you know who the fuck you are? You done got to this fucking earth realm and forgot who the fuck you are. Like, bitch, I'm gonna need you to wake the fuck up. Like, we have a mission. You've been putting up with a lot of shit that you don't need to put up with. And I hate to say it that way, but it's almost as if I'm used to people bowing to me. And I always thought it was strange. Like, I ain't grew up in no rich family. Why I feel like it should be a maid and, you know, it should be a chef and stuff like that. Because I'm not from... I'm a whole god in another. I'm royalty. We are royalty, and we came here to do something, but we was not put in no damn royalty positions here. And it's like, okay, all right, okay, you can get the royalties back now. We was used to them, but anyways, I know we're royalty, and we really came here to do something. Like, the energy is so powerful within us individually, and together it's going to be like 300 times more powerful. And it's something that we're going to do. And I just remember crying, because it's like something is trying to keep us apart, but it's something there, and it's such a big burden that my heart, y'all, I felt my heart cry. Sharita just kept giving me tissues. I'm just going through the fucking tissues. My heart is just, I can feel my heart is crying through my eyes, is what it felt like. And so I held my sister's hand, and I hope she caught all of that. And I just remember her telling her, like, it's something we're supposed to do. Like, it's something we're supposed to do. Like, you really do get here and forget. But my feelings don't forget. Like, it's like, bitch, you and your sisters. And it's just a feeling, but it won't tell me. It's just like you and your sisters. And it's this feeling, this spidey senses that I get. Okay, so that was that. And then another thing is, look at me subconsciously. I wore a pink sock and a blue sock. I wore my mommy and me beads with my 3 crystals on the front for my 3 babies. And I originally had questions before I went. Like, who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? What am I supposed to do? And about my babies, right? Because that just keeps bothering me. But the main one that stuck out with me with my pink sock, my blue sock, and my mommy beads ultimately was my baby. But I also wanted to leave room for spirit to say, although you had those questions, I know what you need. So we're going to put all them questions to the side, and I'm just giving what you need. So I wasn't being selfish, like I only want these answers. I was open to whatever experience was going to come to me. Out of nowhere. Now, Sharita got big, I think she got a 2 or 3 year old, but she also got big kids. So nobody's a baby crying age, right? I swear, y'all, I hear the most angelic. It was the most angelic cry in the world, y'all. It's almost as if you know how you hear a person talk, but if they go in the studio and they talk, it sounds a little different, and you can put music behind it. It was almost like an angelic cry, and tears just, and I'm in my head. I didn't want to say anything like, y'all hear that baby crying. Like, I try not to bring up my baby things because I really don't think people understand. I really don't be wanting to bring people down, and it's really something that I don't want to even pull myself down. So I think I try to suppress it and push it in the back of my head, which things are there for you to conquer. So that was the wrong thing to try to do anyways. But Sharita says, and she's not even on a fucking trip, I kid y'all not. She's not on a trip, and she said, girl, did you hear that fucking baby? And then my sister look up and say, yeah, did you hear that baby? Bitch, I'm like, what? So me and my sister are on a trip, but Sharita's not even on a trip, and she hear the baby, and I just boo-hoo cry. And I'm glad Sharita was there too, because it wasn't just me taking the mushrooms and experiencing everything. She's giving knowledge and wisdom the whole time. So she's talking and giving lessons, and I'm able to understand them on a conscious level, not just subconscious, because sometimes things are above you. Your conscious get it, and your subconscious gets it, but it has to wait for your conscious to catch up to put them together to really get it. Well, with me on these shrooms and her being there, it was like they were one. Like everything was all combined. Like I got it on a super conscious level. I got it on a subconscious level. I got it on a conscious level. It's like you become one. I said you feel like you're all. So she's like, girl, don't you worry about she was saying like your baby's waiting on you. Your baby's waiting on you. And I just get to reflecting like, you know, I really wasn't on the spiritual path. Like my parents did start us on the spiritual path of Christianity, but I knew something was off there. Like I'm tired of hearing these same stories over and over again. I'm not driving around a motherfucking Jaguar, but the pastor got a Jaguar. I just felt like so much stuff. My light's about to be cut off, but you asking for $200 extra. I just felt like something was wrong there. I don't doubt God. I do believe in prayer. When I do get laid hands on, I do feel better because my grandma, she does that already. So I don't have to run to a church because my grandma do that every time she see you. We grew up with the power of prayer. We grew up, you know, all right, so y'all be prayers before y'all go to sleep. All right, you know, make a gift for Jesus. Like we grew up within this culture already, so it wasn't strange to me. I just knew there was more. Like the way that I love to read and learn, like you're not just gonna keep telling me these same stories over and over again. I'm going to get fucking bored and I'm gonna go find something else. And I've noticed that in my life, even with jobs. You teach me something for a year and you expect me to do this for 20 years? I'm not a robot. I think not. And I usually go find another job. And it's just because I'm bored. This mind that I have just keep teaching me so that I can keep, you know, doing more. But the job that I'm at now, they used to train us on something new every year, and now they've stopped. So I'm starting to feel that, like I'm not growing. I'm starting to get that feeling. But that's okay because I'm trying to go to another department anyway. So I'll be able to feel like a newbie again, learn some new stuff, and try to move up in the ropes and start real estate and stuff. But she's like, your baby's waiting on you. So I'm like, oh my God. Like all this time I'm thinking, you know, where's my baby? And my baby was like, the baby crying to me, the message that I got out of a simple cry, and it was just so beautiful. I kid you not, like, Mom, I'm here. I'm just waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. I have to come at the right time. Everything has to be perfect for me to come. I'm not going to come until it's time. I can't come until it's time. So as I sit there reflect, and there's no time. Like, I think we was there for what, 4 or 5 hours. So I done let the girls here with the kids, and I'm thinking it was gonna be a damn hour. Like, time, it was no fucking time. I didn't feel time because I'm used to a greedy little thing, and I didn't ask to eat nothing. It was just like, time stopped. Now, at the beginning, I was drinking water, but you don't have a need to like eat or drink or anything. You're just you're just in a moment or something. So I'm thinking, like, all of this stuff that I'm learning spiritually, the kids that me and my king, me and my soul partner, we have a mission. And the kids that we give birth to, we both have to be at a point where we can bring those knowledgeable things to that next generation. Like, something is going to happen with this world, and we need to be able to give them all this wisdom. I don't know if the internet going to shut down, or we only going to be able to tell them what we know with these books that I got. Like, I don't know. It's just something. These kids are going to be really, 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 really powerful. I say kids with an S. And I needed to be in position to be able to give birth to them, because I did not know this, ladies. Listen. You give birth. Sharita was telling me this. She was saying some people don't have kids because kids are lessons. She was like, you're so not advanced, but she's like, you're the type of person, like, what's the lesson is? I'll learn on my own. I don't need a kid to teach me that. And that is kind of how I feel. Like, don't bring a soul in here to teach me that. Like, I can learn that on my own. You know what I mean? So I'm getting my lessons different ways. It's not through kids. A lot of people get their lessons through kids. A lot of women will tell you, I was hot. I calmed down when the babies came. That was their lesson. I don't need a kid to calm me down. Different experiences will calm my motherfucking ass down. But just being on this spiritual journey and writing the 1 in 4 book and learning about, different chemicals that are bad for fertility, learning about, having an at-home birth, learning about how to make vegan milk for my baby. I was not in this space previously to give birth to that type of child. So now with all this knowledge and wisdom that I have, I can make my baby's milk. I will know, what chemicals not to have around. I will know not to go to the motherfucking hospital to have my baby. Not only that, it goes deeper. I'm not giving my kids a social security number. There's a way that you can give your kids a living birth, something like that. So I'm learning all of this stuff because it's for the next generation. And so the kids are like, Mom, we're waiting on you, basically. Although it was only one baby that I heard, I just know it's going to be more than one. So I have to say, I'm sorry, universe, because I legit be like upset and mad. Not that I don't have kids, because I don't think the relationships that I was in, those would be some messed up kids. Because I don't think we would have been. Number one, I want to raise my kids together in one home with mom and dad. And number two, I think a lot of my previous relationships maybe were for lust, or maybe for lessons, or maybe for the wrong reasons, but it wasn't to build a tribe, a soul family. And I'll put that blame on me. I don't have to blame anyone. I didn't say, this is the type of person I want, and if these aren't the qualifications and stuff that you don't have, don't even look my way. We're not even going to waste each other's time. We can just be friends or whatever. I was in a dating mode of, okay, well, let's see, kind of where this goes. And it's not how... Them kids they're like, Mom, we is not coming through that man. And I didn't know that. Another book I read, she was like, girl, your eggs are so smart. If that sperm comes to them and it's not the right sperm, she will reject it. And it literally is either the sperm can get in the egg or it can't. And I never thought about it, like, even with me not dating consciously, girl, my womb is like, no. My eggs is like, no, we're not finna give birth to his seed. So I have to, like, thank my body because wait a minute, this heat, it got real hot for a minute. Because when I wasn't where I needed to be spiritually, my body was doing it for me. So I had to say, thank you, universe. Like, I understand now. Like, thank you, womb. Thank you, eggs. Thank you, tube. Thank you, body. Like, I had to look at it from another perspective. Like, and I didn't know, too. She was telling me my sidereal sign is a Virgo. So this whole time I'm screaming Libra, like she said, and I'm a Virgo. And when she broke it down, she was like, a Virgo is a virgin mother. I just did a whole podcast about how women was having kids by themselves. That means that's a special woman, a virgin mother, which means I'm not going to be able to have kids with just any old body. That's not the mission that I came here for. The beautiful soul that I bring in is going to do wonders for this world. And I think a lot of people are like that, which is why I feel like they invented the shot to kind of stop those souls from coming in. And I honestly feel like me and my sister are learning herbs right now, because a lot of women are going to come to us with infertility issues, and we're going to heal them, starting with myself. And I feel like that's what my journey was. It wasn't to bring me down. It wasn't to make me sad. It was saying, I gave you all of the tools. You know how to do this. You know how to take care of this. And I need you to have this affliction so that you can take care of it, so that you could be your own testimony for the women that you help. Now imagine helping someone with fertility and you never had a fertility problem in your life. Like, when I look at videos and stuff, I'm looking at women who are going through the same thing as me. I'm not going to go look at somebody who had 10 kids. I'm like, girl, you can have a child, just do this. Bitch, you're having them successfully with no issues. I'm going to go to the page where they've had miscarriages or ectopic pregnancies and stuff like that. Like, okay, she's been down the road with me and she's had successful kids. Let me look at her. That's what my journey is. I'm going to have a child with my king, with my God, with my soul partner, with my mission partner. We're going to do wonders for the world. We're going to do wonders for the kids that we birth. And I'm going to be a living testimony for the women. Like, sis, I know where you're coming from. I've had miscarriages. I've had tubal pregnancies. I've had blocked tubes. Like, I got you. These the herbs we're going to use. This the remedy that we're going to do. And you're good. Like, I didn't see all of that. So this mushroom journey for me was therapeutic, because it opened me up to put all those pieces together. And I kid you not, since that mushroom journey, like, the divine feminine came to me and it's like, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? You need to put on your crown. Like, you're so much more than what you have been. I'm gonna need you to put on your crown. You know what I mean? And just it's like a whole womanhood thing has happened, and it's just been so beautiful. And I know it's another level of consciousness, because I wasn't thinking this way before. I didn't know how, or my mind wasn't to the thoughts that I'm having now. So I do know that it's a conscious thing, and I think it's everything that I've learned up until now. But I feel like the mushrooms opened up another door, and then to healing. I feel like I made breakthroughs as far as when I had that ant experience, I just felt so much love for my mom. And then when I learned about the divine feminine and what women are doing all over this planet, it's like I just fell so in love with woman and whole. And whenever you have traumas, you do have to go to your mother. You do have to go through your father. You do need to go through your ancestors. It's like you got to clear the past so that you can get to the future. And that's why they be like, oh, she got daddy issues. Oh, he got mommy issues. It's true. You have to clear the way. So I feel like the road was open now. And I'm just so excited to see. I'm so excited to continue to journey and to share what I learned and maybe help someone else. And to just, I know different books are going to start coming to me. I'm such a bookworm. And I'm just excited to be able to say, y'all go listen to this podcast that I did years ago about mushroom trip. And look at me now with twins, a whole husband, and 2 more on the way. It's just going to be so excited to see all of that. But I honestly felt like I was in a mode of, this can't be life. Going to work, paying bills. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is not what and I remember telling mom, it was a whole meme going around. Like, tell your mom, why did they owe you? Like, you didn't ask to come here. And I honestly felt like I did not ask to come here. Like, what is this? But you realize that you signed up to come help Earth. You just kind of forgot. You have everything that you need. It's just, it'd be so much haze and confusion around you. You got to clear it all out to remember your mission, remember what you're supposed to do. So now it's like, okay, I know what my mission is. Let me continue to read and study and get these workbooks together and push them out, because there's women, you, whoever's listening to this, there's someone out there depending on you. They're waiting on you. So you don't have to rush, but whenever you conquer your Goliath and then you go back and tell your testimony, they're going to be listening, and then they'll be able to say, okay, and turn around and conquer their Goliath, their giant. If you never conquer your Goliath, your giant, y'all both are walking around because they're waiting on you, and you haven't done what you want to do. And that's really how the whole world is. We all are holding hands and waiting on each other because we each have something that each person needs. So let me wrap this up because I'm almost done. So had Shireen not did the mushrooms, had Shireen not done the work, she wouldn't be in a position to be my shaman, to open this door for me to do my mushroom trip. You see how that all connected? And it keeps going like that, from person to person to person to person to person to person to person. So I do feel like I had an ego death. I was such self, and now I understand everything has a purpose, even good and bad. And just focus on my journey and what I'm supposed to do, and send love and light out. Because there are people doing bad. Talking about it is not going to make it any better. How about you send them some Reiki healing? Heal their past, heal their present, heal their future, open their third eye so that they can do better. Like, it's more that you can do to combat the bad. Talking about it isn't making it better. So I just see everything so much different. And it's like, yes, 33, 34, this is amazing. And there's more to come. Bye, y'all. Thanks a million for listening. There's a million podcasts in the world. You clicked on this one, this one, to hear what I have to say. I hope universe has a special message for you. You can reach me on Linktree at /love.meesh. I hope you have a better than great day. Love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.
You all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you!